Hi, I'm talking to life and business coach Sippy Moss. Hi, Sippy, how are you?
Hi, Joanne. Good morning.
Sippy, I'd like to know, what is the difference between a life coach and a business coach?
Well, the name kind of says it all, that a life coach works with the life issues, which could be anything from something that's going on in a relationship, health issues, finances, runs the gamut. And a business coach is really coming to help a person grow their business, define their business, strategize their business. So they are different fields. Now, I do want to add that if you're going to a business coach because you're looking for some of those kinds of things, the life coaching is going to also overlap there, because issues like the person's values within a business, how their business is impacting their home life and the home life is impacting the business life, how they manage their time, all of those things are going to overlap. So there will be some life coaching and business coaching, but the focuses are going to be different.
Are there any problems for which coaching is not good for?
Look, clearly serious psychiatric issues, you don't want to go to a coach for that. There's people out there that need medication or they need more serious forms of treatment, psychotherapy, and then it makes sense to go to the expert who has the background in those kinds of things.
When it comes to coaching, why can't I just read a good coaching book?
You know what? I love reading books. I'm a real bookworm myself, and I have quite a few coaching books on that shelf behind you. And I would say to a person, go get coaching books, read them. They're terrific. They're interesting. You might pick up some very interesting tools and exercises and questions to ask yourself. But I'm going to use the following metaphor. A lot of us, we learn how to drive a car, and we know how to drive that car pretty well. But there are mirrors in that car for a reason. And we turn our head around in back of us because of the blind spots. And so coaching is very similar, that we all have blind spots. We all need somebody to be our mirror, because we don't want to look at the areas in our life where we've got the bad habits, where we're sabotaging ourselves. We have a lot of, denial and defenses in those areas. So that would be one reason that you go to a coach, that in a kind way, but a strong way, in a firm way, they'll help you look at those areas where you are sabotaging, where you are running the same negative patterns and habits, and help you, one, connect to the positive intention there, because there's always a positive intention. That's pretty hard to do sometimes just from reading a book. And they'll help you translate that positive intention into behaviors that will be more supportive and productive for you. The other reason I would say that coaching is so useful is that you can read a book, and many people I'm sure have had this experience. They've watched videos, they've read the books, they know what to do, but they don't do it. They don't follow through, right? Because that's a hard thing to do. I mean, if we know we have to be accountable to somebody, then we're going to do it. Maybe, right? Sometimes people don't even do it when they need to be accountable, but we have a much better chance of succeeding if we're going to be accountable to somebody. And that's where coaching really comes in, because the coach may help pin you down. What is it that you're going to be doing? When are you going to be doing that? How can I help you make sure that you're going to get that done? That accountability is a huge, huge piece. And lastly, I was just going to say, just 1 second, Jen. Lastly, I was going to say, they will help you identify your strengths. And sometimes in reading a book, we tend to be very hard on ourselves, I think, very hard. And a coach is really good at helping you identify where you're already doing things right, where your strengths lie. And that is invaluable.
When you're coaching somebody, it's very possible that you come across much deeper rooted problems. What would happen in that case? Is the coach qualified to deal with all these extra issues that may come up in coaching?
It totally depends. I mean, I know a number of coaches who are also trained psychologists, psychotherapists, and if you're working with somebody like that, I am somebody who has training in those areas as well, then if they happen to have the expertise in that particular area, for example, somebody who's dealing with trauma and the therapist, the coach is also a therapist who's been trained to treat trauma, then you're in good hands. Otherwise, you better find yourself somebody else as an adjunct, right? And I'm hoping that the coaches out there know where their limits are, what they know how to do, and what they don't know how to do, and refer accordingly.
A final piece of advice. How can we, in this busy and stressful world, try and eliminate and deal with that sense of being overwhelmed?
Oh, I think that's such a common problem today because we are inundated with so much information. Things are moving so quickly that one of the things I would encourage people is, one, slow down. I know that's hard and it seems counterintuitive, but when we slow down, that sense of being overwhelmed tends to shift. And usually overwhelm is a sign, it's a symptom. It's a symptom of trying to do too much too fast, not delegating perhaps, not doing things that are really mirroring our own values, trying to take too much on. And that's, again, a place where a coach can really help a person, getting them to strategize their priorities, helping them to learn what they don't need to be focusing on, what they can let go of, what they can delegate, what they can hire out to somebody else. We don't need to be super people, because the truth is we are already amazing as it is. I would say we each have the capacity to make miracles. So let's not overdo it by overwhelming ourselves. We're good as we are. We're good enough, more than good enough. And so part of it is letting go of the need to do, and just let ourselves be.
Thank you, Sippy. Thank you so much for talking to me today.
Pleasure, Joanne. Thanks so much, too.